Welcome to Leading Through AI Economic Change and Workforce Transformation. In this 5-part series, we will explore the critical strategies leaders need to navigate artificial intelligence, workforce change, economic uncertainty, and the future of business. Let us begin.
Welcome to Part 4, Economic and Supply Chain Resilience. Can your company continue operating if a major supplier disappears, transportation costs suddenly increase, or customer demand declines? A company may appear successful during stable conditions, but its real strength is revealed during disruption. Modern corporations operate in an economic environment that can change rapidly. Inflation, interest rates, trade disputes, tariffs, military conflicts, transportation disruptions, labor shortages, currency changes, cyber attacks, and supply chain failures can affect a company's costs and operations with very little warning. For corporate executives, resilience must become a strategic priority. A company may appear profitable and efficient during stable conditions. However, if one supplier failure, shipping delay, cyber attack, or economic downturn can stop its operations, that company is not truly secure. The first responsibility of leadership is scenario planning. Executives should examine several possible economic conditions rather than relying on one forecast. What happens if interest rates remain high? What happens if a major supplier becomes unavailable? What happens if transportation costs increase, consumer demand declines, or international trade restrictions change? Each scenario should include a financial and operational response. Second, companies must examine supplier concentration. Relying heavily on one supplier, one country, one transportation route, or one critical technology provider may reduce costs in the short term. However, it can create serious long-term vulnerability. Leaders should identify alternative suppliers, regional partners, and domestic sourcing options before a crisis occurs. Third, executives must protect liquidity. Profitable companies can still fail when they do not have sufficient cash to meet payroll, purchase inventory, service debt, or maintain operations during a disruption. Strong cash flow forecasting, access to credit, emergency reserves, and disciplined expense management remain essential. Fourth, leadership teams must establish clear crisis management responsibilities. During an emergency, everyone should know who has decision-making authority, how employees will be informed, and how customers, investors, and suppliers will receive accurate information. Resilience does not mean predicting every event. That is impossible. Resilience means building an organization that can absorb disruption, make decisions quickly, and continue serving customers under difficult conditions. Executives must balance efficiency with preparedness. The cheapest option is not always the strongest option. Maintaining additional suppliers, inventory, cash reserves, or backup systems may appear costly during normal conditions. However, these safeguards may protect the entire organization when circumstances suddenly change. Corporate resilience is no longer a secondary operational concern. It is a central leadership responsibility and an essential part of long-term survival. What should you do? Ask your leadership team to identify the 3 disruptions most likely to threaten your operations. Then determine whether your company has a documented response for each one. Please share this video with a business owner, financial leader, supply chain professional, or executive decision maker. Subscribe for Part 5, where we will examine the hidden infrastructure and energy costs of artificial intelligence.